Hi everyone, Aish with Retroid Handhelds. In this video, we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to swap out the buttons in the Retroid Pocket 3, as well as talk a little bit about the sticks and see if there's anything we can do to improve the experience. So let's get right into it. So originally, I had planned to swap out the sticks for switch sticks and see if we could get a little bit more height, but the size just wasn't right. I couldn't get full range of motion out of them. And then I realized that I could just throw some Vita caps on there. So save yourself some trouble, just get some Vita caps and throw them on there. You can see that they add a good amount of height to it, and it just makes it a little bit more enjoyable to use them. So that was a very easy fix, and that was really it. If you want to swap them out for switch sticks, you totally can, but it's really not necessary. This actually feels great. So yeah, let's get into the actual button swap. So first thing we got to do is take the 4 screws off the back so we can get the back plate off, and we'll get right into that. You're going to get the tools you need for this with your upgrade kit, but I'm using my own screwdrivers just because they're a little more comfortable to use. But if you have the kit, then you're going to have everything you need to get this done. There we go. Now they're off. I made that look a little bit harder than it really is. I just really want to make sure that I don't block the view. Once those are off, you're just going to take one of these little prying tools. And I like to start over here with R1 or L1, either one, and just jam it in there and start separating. This is the one that came with that kit, so you can just go ahead and use that one. Here we go. Make sure you go all the way around. There we go. Now that's off. We'll set that to the side. The next thing is we want to take the screws off these back plates. So for this one, we're going to need just a regular Phillips head. Now there's four small ones here that you can actually just leave those together. There's no need to take them apart. Lift it up, set that aside. And there we go. Now we have everything exposed. The easiest part to start with is the D-pad. It's a lot less steps to get that one done. So we're gonna go right into that one. Take this clip up here. There we go. Take these screws off. Oh, wait, sorry about that. I got the wrong one. And like I said earlier, take your time. You don't want to strip any of these. Now those are off. Let me just push this up. There we go. Comes right out. There you go. So these are the ones with the little dome switches. Makes it clicky. And we're gonna take this one. Take the clip up. Fit it in the ribbon cable. Make sure these pads are facing you. There we go. Now we just drop this back in. There's foam pads right on some of the buttons, which makes it a little bit harder to get in there, but just be patient with it and you'll be able to wiggle it in. There we go. Test the inputs. There we go. That's it. Like I said, the D-pad is very easy. There we go. D-pad's done. Let's flip it over. Check everything real quick. Okay, now we're gonna get to the buttons. So for this side, we do have to take the stick out. So we're gonna do that part first. Doesn't want to come out. So on this side I have a Vita cap and it's not going to fit through there, so we're just going to take that off really quick. Push this through. Oh, just flew right out. There we go. Take that screw out, we don't want to lose it. Set this aside. And now that that's out, we're going to be able to take everything else out. So this side has a couple more screws. Let's go ahead and take them out. Okay, so this side is bigger. It's a little bit harder, but it's not too bad. Once you just take your time with it and first part is, let's get this out. There we go. And this is what I was talking about. So these buttons are glued on there, but you can use these exact same buttons. So what we're gonna do is just rip them off, and then we're gonna drop them in with the other membrane. There we go. Now you can take some tweezers and just pull that off. But I don't really think that's gonna be necessary. Yeah, it's gonna be more hassle than it's really worth, so we'll just leave that on. Okay, let's drop them in here. Make sure you get them in the right order. So we've got, that's Y, start with B. Membrane, oops. Again, make sure the black pads are facing you. Now let's flip it over real quick and make sure everything is lined up correctly. There we go. Okay, so now here comes the tricky part. So we got to get this part in here, but lighting it up isn't that big of a deal. It's actually getting this ribbon cable in. So what I've done is lift this up, grab this, and start lining it up. Again, it's going to take a couple tries to get everything to line up and have it fall into place. And I'm noticing one of the foam pads moved here, so we're just going to line that up first. Technical difficulties here. Now, I'm not really sure why they added these pads, but there we go. We're gonna leave that one off. If I need it, I can crack it back open later on. It shouldn't be the case for you. I opened this a couple times before and probably just got loose over time. Not a big deal. And there we go. There we go. So you just want to line everything up, make sure everything's pressing right. You don't want to put all the screws back in and then find out that you gotta take it back out of there. So as you can see right here, even though the foam pad's off, it doesn't really do much. So we're not really gonna worry about too much. Let's keep going. So for this part, I would say get the screws back in there first and then get the ribbon cable in there, because if not, this is gonna be moving and you might push one of the buttons on accident and move everything around, and that's not gonna be fun. So we're just gonna secure it down first. Oh no. There we go. There you go. Just making sure everything's pressing right. So here comes the tricky part. See, the ribbon cable is at an angle and we got to get it in here, but the battery's in the way. Now you could try to lift it up, but it's glued on there pretty good and I really wouldn't risk it. The ribbon cable runs under that, so it's really not worth it. All you really have to do is push it down in here. Make sure this little clip is up, and sure get this on camera. This might take a couple tries. Basically, all you want to do is push it down in there. Try not to be too rough with it. Again, you don't want to damage your ribbon cable. And this is the part that's going to take a few tries. Just be very patient with it. There we go. It's in there. Close it, and that's it. So now all we have to do is drop the stick back in there. Lift this up. I like to set the ribbon cable there first because it makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Make sure it's in there. There we go. That should be good. All right, let's get the screws back in there. Just need one of you. There we go. Now I'm just gonna check this ribbon cable again. I just want to make sure that it's in there. I don't want to have to open this back up because I forgot that. So, yep, that's pretty good. There we go. So that's it. Now we just put this back on. Make sure I get it right. There we go. Line everything up. As you can see, I did this a couple times, so the sticker is not where it's supposed to be. We'll fix that here in a second. Okay, and there we go. See, I prefer this. I don't like the clickiness. So before I turn it on and test everything, I just want to show you how I get the caps on there. It's actually pretty easy. And as you can see, I didn't do anything to the stick. It's just a stock stick. So I didn't want to do anything too permanent to it, just in case I didn't like it. So all I do is grab it, turn it inside out like this, set it here, line it up, and snap it down. And that's it. Now just make sure everything is lining up right. And there we go. Now let's test the buttons. Okay, so here we go. Sticks are working, and as you can see, those caps don't get in the way of the movement at all. So there we go. Buttons. Everything's pressing as it should. Or, there we go. So yeah, there we go. And like I said, I prefer this. This is much more comfortable. They have more travel. Got rid of that clicking, which I know some people really like. It's not for me, but you might like a clean D-pad. So what you could do is just do the button swap and leave the D-pad as is. Personally, I like this, and this is what I'm gonna keep it as. And there you go, guys. Hope this video helps. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, and have a great night.